Drinking this album, listen to the brews. I think it would pair well, if only for you, 'cause it's album brews.
Hello, friends, and welcome back to Album Brews, the stickiest and most time-travelingest podcast. Am I the lamb or am I the dragon? That's for you to decide. My name is Sarah.
Hey guys, I'm just trying to get back to that morning in May. My name's Zach.
And my name is DJ, and I was born in 1989, if you'd like to get back to that morning in March. And I have to tell you, as a kid, I always wanted a DeLorean. You know, growing up, I thought it was the coolest thing. But now, as a grown-up, I realize if I had one, I'd only take it out from time to time.
And holy shit, do we have a pick for you this week? Do we have a guest? Do we have a pick? Do we have a piece of lore? Goodness gracious. We've got DJ here from the band Stop.Drop.Rewind. DJ, would you tell the folks a little bit about yourself and about your band?
Certainly. My name is DJ. I came here from Valparaiso, Indiana, where my band Stop.Drop.Rewind is located. We play kind of progressive power pop music. It's kind of for fans of like Say Anything, but also Rush. Nerds, you know, it's for nerds.
This is a safe space.
Yes.
Yeah.
I felt that as soon as I walked in. I'm going to be very comfortable here. And we just had a new album come out in January called Heavy Love. You can stream it on all your preferred streaming platforms or watch the music video for our new song, Air Quotes, where I bully myself.
Amazing.
That
sounds like
great.
a therapy session.
Some stuff came up that day.
And tell us a little bit about this pick. Why'd you choose it?
Well, it's one of my all-time favorite albums. It's Ludo's Broken Bride concept album they released in the early 2000s. It was already out by the time. Was it 05?
Reissued in 2009.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's when I got into them, was in 2009.
Oh, nice. Early adapter.
Indeed. Yeah, and it's sort of a story about a guy who his wife dies, and he builds a time machine like you do to go back and save her, and it doesn't go awesome for him.
Not at all.
It goes pretty bad, and then things go from bad to worse, and then things go from bad to worse to okay, but the ending is extremely sad.
Yeah.
It's a roller coaster.
Yeah.
It's a feel-good romp.
But it ends with bad feelings.
Yeah.
So I did an initial listen, and then I digged into it and did another listen, and I was like so engrossed in the storyline the second listen. Like,
Yeah.
What's happening? What's he gonna do?
No, yeah. This one is absolutely like, you gotta like digest this. And like, it kind of felt like, this definitely seems to be a band and maybe particularly like a project that has kind of a cult following.
Oh,
so
yes.
it definitely felt like sitting someone down to watch like Rocky Horror for the first time. And you're like, why are they in a swimming pool with aliens? This doesn't make any sense. And then like the second or third time you listen through it, you're like, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. Another fun fact about this project, this EP, is it was adapted for the stage a couple of different times. So if anyone out there has access to YouTube, you can watch a 2009 production that Dominican University in Illinois put on of Broken Bride.
It's a good watch.
It's a good watch. It's like half an hour long, and I loved every minute. I have several notes from the production that I will tie in while we're talking about this album.
And then we've also got I'm very happy because we haven't done a beer on the pod in a long time.
Yeah.
We also paired with this fantastic Zombie Dust by Three Floyds.
Yum, yum, yum.
Because of the zombies.
Yeah,
obviously.
I mean, it's not because of the dust.
This album kind of feels like the Stefan bit from SNL where he's like, this album has everything. Zombies, pterodactyls, a plague, blood rain,
The apocalypse.
and time travel.
And love.
And love.
Most of all, it has love.
I was a little nervous drinking this IPA because it's got like literally a very menacing zombie king on it.
Super cool artwork.
But it's actually pretty delicious. It's a little hazy, a little fruity.
Yeah, the stuff inside isn't scary at all.
No,
Not at all.
It's got a good body.
Aw.
It's got, yeah.
Crisp finish.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oaky top notes. Just kidding.
Well, before we get into this rock opera, if you will, we've got a game to play.
Okay.
Or
We've got a
quiz.
quiz.
A quiz.
Yeah. This is from the website youquiz.com, which
Okay.
I love. I don't know if anyone out there is going to relate to this. I know specifically Lindsay, my sister, will. But YouQuiz kind of rose to popularity during TikTok because it is a bunch of user-generated, like, a lot of very specific quizzes. So the one that we've pulled up for today is, which specific and annoying theater kid are you?
Appropriate.
Very appropriate.
Me and Sarah were theater kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much the same
DJ was
iteration.
theater kid adjacent.
Yes. Band geek / pit orchestra. There's some overlap, I think.
Yeah.
What were you playing in the pit?
Saxophone.
Oh.
Yeah. Read 4 books. So they had me on soprano sax and tenor sax because the clarinet players at my high school couldn't hack it.
Hey, fuck those guys.
Yeah, that's a vibe on my clarinet players. So if any of you are listening, I know we're in our 30s now, but fuck you. Get better.
Get good.
Hope you've been practicing.
Did you have any favorite productions that you did when you were in the pit?
We did Wonderful Town. It's like a deep cut from Leonard Bernstein.
Oh my God.
That had some really fun moments.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, Chris, the bassist from this band, from Stop.Drop.Rewind, not from Ludo, but my bassist, we went to high school together and he was in Pitt too. So we were, you know, all the crazy tech weeks and stuff. We were basically just together all day, every day. And now we live next door to each other. So nothing has changed at all.
Wow.
If you have any photo proof of the theater kid era, we will happily
We would
take
love-
Oh,
it.
yeah.
We
I
would
can,
love to host
you kidding?
it,
I can call that up right now.
Amazing.
I know right where to find it.
Amazing. What about you, Zach? Do you have any favorite productions that you put on?
I was also a bass player in pit bands, so Chris and I probably very well know that our most popular note is the whole rest.
Wow.
But I only did a couple, and they were not like big names. I don't even remember what they were.
Love that.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of, you know, regional small town theater.
Yeah.
I was only a theater kid in like elementary and middle school. I was not a high school
Okay,
theater kid.
I was a high school theater kid.
Okay.
But my favorite production, I literally I was kind of going down a rabbit hole for this guy because I remembered that I did it and ended up trying to find the script, and I paid $9.99 to download a copy of this just because I needed to relive it. And I haven't seen any video evidence of this production. But the script exists, and I participated in it. It's called Earthlings, an ecological musical.
Okay.
And the premise of the show, it's kind of conceptual, and we were having 6th and 7th graders do this. It was like a summer camp production. But basically, it's a show about we need to save the earth, and we need to participate in ecology. So I think a big part of regional theater is stage blocks because you don't have a full set. You just have painted blocks that are part of, because you can move them around.
Yeah.
We had ecology spelled out on different blocks, ECOLOGY.
Uh-huh.
And for each letter, there was a mini story. So it was several
The whole
stories.
word of ecology?
The whole
That's
word
like
of
10
ecology.
letters.
And my starring, I wasn't a star, but my big role in this, aside from just being I was a singing and acting background character. My starring role, the first L, ECOL. Oh, there's just
The
one
only
L.
L, yeah.
The only
lone
L.
L.
The lone L.
Was for Lindbergh, as in Charles Lindbergh, who was a very famous pilot. And I played his mom. Who was prepping him for his long journey to fly across the Atlantic Ocean.
That sounds nice.
And I told him not to forget to pack his traveler's checks because you can't leave home without them. That's how outdated
In
this play
1920,
was.
Yeah.
Literally. And I had to wear a gas mask at one point because he got back from his travels and the air was so polluted that the
I thought
souvenir
this
he
was going
brought
to be a
back.
World War II mustard gas thing. That That's pretty intense for
That'd
middle
be-
school.
That'd be one turn
Theater.
that this could take.
Yeah.
Okay, so we know what theater kid Sarah was. Now we're
Yeah.
gonna find out what theater kid this album is,
I
or the
think
band,
so.
or this episode.
Oh,
What do
I
you
feel
think,
like
DJ?
Ooh. Let's find out what kind of theater kids the band is.
Okay.
Okay, we'll take it as our interpretation of the band.
so. For name, I'm gonna enter Ludo.
Makes sense.
Yes.
Let's start
Strong
this
start.
quiz. All right, we got 8 questions. Question number 1: What is your theatrical strong suit? Singing,
Yes.
acting, dancing. I'm actually a triple threat, or none of the above.
It's got to be singing.
It's got to be singing.
right?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. All right, number 2. Oh God, this is really for theater kids.
I'm so ready.
Choose a dream role. Number 1, Christine Day, Velma Kelly, Eponine. Am I pronouncing that correctly?
I believe it was Christine Daae and
Christine Daae.
Epinini?
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know who that one
kid.
is.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
I'm there about to. Yep.
I'm like, I know Velma Kelly. I know this one. Elle Woods,
Okay.
Sweeney Todd.
Okay.
I don't know any of these names. JD from Heather Chandler, the baker / the baker's wife, and the Beast from Beauty and the Beast.
So the baker and the baker's wife. That's got to be Into the Woods.
I assume so. I think this is kind of giving me Sweeney Todd.
Yeah, it's Sweeney Todd.
It
Sweeney
had to
Todd's
be.
the only
We
one I
don't
really
really-
know
yeah.
that's dark and.
Actually, I think it's probably Elle
In-
Woods from Legally Blonde.
Let's go Sweeney Todd. That
Okay.
checks out.
Nice.
Just because they don't have anybody from Bring It On the musical.
Damn it.
Unless they do, I'm not that familiar with.
What's the one where they jump roped?
have an answer
Oh my
for
God.
this.
With Corbin Blue.
Corbin Blue.
Oh, High School Musical?
Not High School
it was
Musical.
after.
Oh my God.
Rent. Okay, now.
Yeah, right.
I'm Googling it right now. Oh my God.
Step up or something?
That sounds.
Jump in.
Jump in.
Jump in. Oh.
Oh, it's nostalgia this episode. Okay.
Question number 3. What is your typecast? The ingenue, the lead, the mean girl, ensemble, male love interest, the comic relief, or parental figure.
I would put them somewhere between male love interest and comic relief.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're living in that zone for sure.
I would guess it's male
Absolutely.
interest. He is the husband.
That's true.
They are the
If we're
That's
talking
true.
about
Yeah.
Broken Bride.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's the husband.
Hell yeah.
Oh, it's true. It's the whole band, not just the album.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
we can mix
We're
and match.
flexing. Okay. Oh, this one we get to pick 3. Goodness gracious. Okay. Pick 3 shows. Hamilton, Be More Chill, and Dear Evan Hansen. Phantom of the Opera, Les Mis, Into the Woods.
Okay.
I don't listen to musicals. Mean Girls, Waitress, Wicked. A Chorus Line, Cabaret, Chicago. Beetlejuice, Heathers, 6. I'm really more into plays. They're pretty obscure. Falsettos, The Book of Mormon, Rent, or Little Women, Great Comet, The Light in the Pizza.
Whichever one was the one with Into the Woods. Those 3
was like
seemed
Phantom
like
and-
Phantom, Les Mis,
Phantom of the
Into
Menace.
the Woods.
I see
Yeah.
a lot.
Phantom of the Menace?
Yeah. I'm just looking
Now,
at
hold
DJ's
on
cool
now.
Star Wars tattoo. Okay.
I
You don't remember when Darth Maul shows up and fights the Phantom for control of the opera house?
there's like a chandelier in the Death Star.
Yeah.
And Darth Vader has the mask that covers half of his face.
I mean, Kylo Ren does that at one point, right? It cuts half his face.
He's got like a cut there.
Yeah.
Oh. So I think
so
that
this
has
whole
to be
thing is just a precursor to Phantom. It's just a prequel trilogy.
Oh my
We
God.
thought we were getting a sequel trilogy, but we got another prequel trilogy.
Damn it.
A crossover.
A rock opera prequel.
We have to write this now.
Right, the amount that I would watch that is not 0.
It's not zero.
It's not.
Give me a couple more zombie dusts.
Yeah,
I
right.
will
We'll bang this out today. We'll get it done.
Oh my goodness. Okay. What is an overdone song you'd audition with? These are also sets, but we'll go. On My Own, Dead Mom, She Used to Be Mine.
Oof.
The Beauty Is, If I Loved You, Greenfinch and Linnet Bird. Maybe This Time at the ballet and all that jazz. Someone Gets Hurt, a part of that. Don't Rain on My Parade. Words Fail. Michael in the Bathroom. Corner of the Sky. I'm not this kind of theater kid.
I was going to say, I only know like one in every other category.
Same. This next one I think might be
Should we
interesting to me. Stars, Mr. Cellophane, and Music of the Night.
That sounds plausible.
I Would Never Use an Overdone Song, or I Don't Really Sing. Let's knock that fucking option out.
Yeah.
I could see Mr. Cellophane.
You want to do Dead Mom because it's pretty close to Dead Wife?
That's true.
Yeah, okay. I don't know any. I know like you said, like one from every other.
Right.
Sure, we'll go Dead Mom. Oh, goodness. Number 6. What is your biggest theater pet peeve? The director ignoring my talent. Everyone getting the dance combo wrong. Ensemble members talking backstage during your solo. The director yelling at you for talking backstage. When people get way too stressed about the show. People singing with bad technique. People who sing with no emotion. Or endless rejection emails.
Oh, it's endless rejection emails.
Okay. Amazing.
That checks out. I think everyone experiences that.
Right. No, you know what? I feel like most musicians actually don't experience that because if they don't want to book you, they just don't respond.
Yeah,
And
you
it's
don't
so
get a
funny,
rejection
right?
email when you're booking. Yeah,
It's so funny too because when I'm booking and I get no response, I'm so frustrated. And I'm like, these guys are such jerks. How long does it take to just say no?
Right.
And then somebody says no, and I'm like, God, what a fucking rude thing to
Wow,
say.
That's my feelings.
Just go back to ignoring me.
You didn't have to say no.
Well, what do you mean no?
Yeah, they went out of their way
Right.
to tell you no. Just ignore it.
Right? It is to the point where I'm like, well, they said no, so I could keep trying because they're at least responding.
So I'm on their radar.
That's a maybe. Sounds like a maybe.
They read my email. So you're saying there's a chance?
Okay, this question is very good. How many times do you usually cry during Tech Week? 2 or 3 times? None. 5 times? Upwards of 10 times? Once because everyone else was crying. Or I didn't cry during tech, but I do cry during senior speeches and on closing night.
What do you think, DJ? You've got the best insight into this.
It's not 0.
It's not 0.
It's
I was
not
going to say 0
zero.
because yeah. Okay.
I could see it being maybe like once because everyone else was crying.
Yeah, I'm torn between once because everyone else,
Or
3
like
times,
senior
or
night.
senior night. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think?
Especially because they're a band now that they only play together once, maybe twice a year.
Oh, so it's very
really
sentimental.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they broke up for a long time, and then occasionally they're from St. Louis. They'll reunite in St. Louis at Halloween because of who they are and what they sound like and stuff.
That
and
sounds like senior night.
Right? It sounds like senior night.
It really does.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness.
when all the seniors left our high school drama, like they were graduating, like everyone bawled.
It's
It's
catastrophic.
theater. Everyone bawled.
Well, maybe not every team, but like I was on a dance team all throughout high school, and like we also did senior speeches. We had like a little banquet at the end of the year, and every senior gave a speech, and it's like everyone is just distraught. You're like, how will this organization exist without these people?
It's so funny looking back now because it's like, all right, you did the most easiest, well-expected thing anyone's ever. And we thought it was like,
and the
so
world
serious.
goes on. They're
Yeah.
just like, you join after them next year. Like, it's really not that catastrophic.
Goodness.
Okay, I'm gonna say senior night.
Okay.
I think that's really good considering like the context. Oh, this one's fun. This one just says, tell me anything you want. Give a show recommendation, vent, suggest things I should. Do I have your blessing to just promote our podcast and Stop, Drop, Rewind?
Yes.
Okay, shameless plug.
This is a
Always.
question. Is
Yeah,
this going
you-
to go into our final result?
No one has ever asked me if they can promote me before.
Oh, we're going to promote you. Wait till the end. We're going to give so many calls to actions.
To action.
That's how we do it. We'll give all your links and then we'll shout together in unison.
Perfect.
To action.
So in this text box, I've entered listen to the podcast Album ReBrews and the band Stop, Drop, Rewind. We are cool and doing this quiz on air. Let's find out what kind of theater kid we are.
Here we go.
Our result is the baritone who's probably not straight. There's a little bio here. You're a singer first, and you would definitely get leads every show if it weren't for that one conventionally attractive straight tenor.
Oh, man.
Half
that
of
guy.
the underclassmen girls have crushes on you, which is kind of unfortunate for them because the feelings are definitely not reciprocated. You're a nice person, but come across intimidating. Even the senior girls are secretly a little afraid of you. Also, a fun part of this quiz is they show the breakdown of like all the options you could have gotten, and we got the least popular option. Only 5% of people who take this quiz get this answer. So,
Wow. 5%. That is
thank
wild.
you for joining me. Now we know what kind of annoying theater kid Ludo is.
I
Yeah.
feel like, honestly, too, like, that may not describe the band, but it describes their fandom extremely well.
Oh, okay.
I was looking at a couple like meet and greet photos from their Halloween
Yes.
sets, and it looks like, again, I keep thinking of Rocky Horror as my
That's
comparison.
exactly, yeah.
But like people get really into it. You're like dressed up, it's campy, it's like very audience participation.
There was
like,
a wedding last year at Ludo.
Oh my God, I didn't know that.
Yeah. And it was like a 3-show, this might have been 2 years ago, it was a 3-show storyline.
Mhm.
So the first show, the band interrupts like a bunch of monsters in the woods from starting the bloodening and summoning Dracula. The second night, they're playing a high school prom, but the bloodening starts. And the third night, Batman comes and beats up Dracula.
I like that a lot. We have to go next year.
Yep. Their only new music at the time that they'd released in like a decade was a song called Batman is Dead.
So we did an episode back in like September or October with Cam about Kim Petras's Halloween album, where she also does annual Halloween shows. It's called Turn Off the Light. But all of those are just kind of like sexy, like slutty monster songs. And she like comes out in a coffin and she's in a corset and looking very beautiful. This is like the complete opposite end of that
Less
spectrum.
sexy Halloween.
Right? They're in like skeleton onesies.
Yeah,
Nice.
amazing. Well, I think we've sort of briefed the album pretty well. We've
Yes.
briefed the plot.
Mhm.
Should we get into it?
I think
Let's get into
so. Broken Bride is a very good intro track.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it kind of sets us up for what's about to happen during this epic. Gives us the all of our context for this fucking wild ride. This album, like, I did my like dishwashing listen. I've been telling Zach I do my dishes often because I don't have a dishwasher and a very small sink. So the first time I listened to this, I was not like reading the lyrics. I was just kind of hearing sort of this like almost They Might Be Giants like epic
Yeah.
playing, and I was like, what is going
the
on?
second listen hits way different.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
first.
Absolutely. Especially if you have the lyrics pulled up.
Mm-hmm.
It gives us all this background about this man whose wife has died. Her garden grave, he'd climb inside, hold your bones, and slowly die. Goodness gracious.
Keep that
and-
up. Lyricism.
Yeah, bars. So we also get this exposition that he has been working on a time machine, like you said, to go back and stop his wife from dying in a car crash. This is how she's passed away. It's very dark.
I just kind of wanted to make this broad remark about creativity that I thought was really cool. Did you guys ever read H.G. Wells' The Time Machine?
No.
I read the Great Illustrated Classic version, which is like the one for kids.
Oh, okay.
Hell yeah.
So I'm familiar.
Okay, so probably same overarching. There's a movie about it now.
Yeah.
I
I think I saw the Wishbone about it too. Do you have Wishbone out here?
I don't know.
He's a dog.
Oh,
but
the
he
Wishbone.
does-
Yeah. I'm gonna look that up now because I watched Wishbone when I was a
Yeah,
kid.
yeah.
Was that like a PBS thing?
It was like a
It's
PBS
exactly what it
thing.
was,
Yeah.
Okay.
And he
Okay.
would like tell stories.
Yeah,
that
he's
were,
a dog, but he drops in as like the star of the show
Yeah.
in every classic story.
So it's the classic case of he time travels too far back in his machine, and then he try and travels too far forward, and so we see this kind of trope in like Back to the Future, right?
Right.
So it's not brand new. He's not reinventing the wheel when he makes this album.
So my understanding is, and I could be way off base about this, that he does not travel too far forward.
Oh.
The reason that there's zombies and dragons and shit is because he wrote his wife's name on the cave.
The butterfly effect.
So he's actually in the present, you think?
That's my understanding. That's how I always took it. But, it's open for interpretation.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. But to finish my point real
Yes,
quick,
go
is
on.
he took this trope and created this beautiful epic, 5-song epic out of something that was already kind of ingrained in society. And I think that's super neat to be that creative within something that's already been done.
Right, and especially to make it songs.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah,
cool.
it's a rock opera.
Wow, my mind is blown that. So it's not the apocalypse, it's the apocalypse he created.
Right,
maybe.
Yeah.
exactly.
We'll get
Because
there,
that's why he says
Yeah.
that he knows she'll die, because he knows he can't change anything.
When I was watching the regional production from Dominican University in 2009 of Broken Bride, I would like to say that canonically the bride's name is Kelly with an E at the end, because during the performance, is it in this song where he says he writes her name on the cave?
Yes.
Yes.
You carve
Oh,
your
yes.
sweet name into
Carve
the
your
cave.
sweet name into the cave. In this production, the actor playing our time traveler, who is getting his life, by the way, he is putting his all into this performance.
yeah.
He is belting. He is giving it. It's amazing.
Okay, sweet.
He writes with chalk on a theater block the name Kelly and then puts a heart around it.
Aww.
It's very sweet.
I would like to add the next 2 lines: "The glaciers come and wash my words away."
Oh.
Maybe those words aren't there anymore.
Yeah, but he still did it.
Yeah, I guess so. Butterfly effect is a weird thing.
Or like, if we're gonna like really Rick and Morty this shit, like the multiverse. Like there's a universe where he didn't time travel back.
He split the dimension. Yeah,
I'd also like to introduce, Zach is usually the one who does conspiracy theories on this podcast, but I sort of have a
I'm so
theory of
proud of
my
you.
own.
Yeah, please.
If I could present. Thank you very much. Let me share my screen. Just kidding. We're all sitting in the same room. So it's mentioned several times in the song that the bride has died on a morning in May in 1989.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, 1989. That's the title of a Taylor Swift album. She was also born in 1989. And I was doing some digging. I was like, is it possible that this broken bride has died and her soul has sort of been reincarnated as Taylor Swift? Let me present my data.
Okay. I'm hooked. Reel me in.
Where's Pepe Sylvia?
Pepe Sylvia. Every day there's boxes full of Pepe. So for the sake of like cherry picking my own data and making this argument work the way that I want it to, I'm going to say that Kelly, the bride, has died on May 1st, 1989.
Doesn't say. Yeah,
It doesn't say.
That's
So
in May.
I'm going to make it work for me. Taylor Swift was born on December 13th, 1989, which is 7 months and 8 days after this death. And I mean, Taylor Swift is a wildly famous person. I was not able to find out if she was born premature or not. But
You've got some weird Google searches.
I have some really fucked up Google searches for this one. But it would not be unheard of for a baby to be born. That's still the 3rd trimester at roughly like the 7.5 month mark. I don't know. I'm just saying it lines up really well. And in both cases, I mean, these people are muses. They have these highly emotional involvements in other people's lives. They're surrounded by music.
Mm-hmm. What I would need to know to confirm this is...
God damn it.
Was Taylor Swift born premature?
No. Was the wife 22 when she died? Or did she at least feel 22?
I don't know about you. Oh, my goodness.
Well, let's look at some other possibilities.
Oh, who else could have been born?
Tyga, also born in 1989.
Uh-huh. Well, it would have to be the end of 1989 or the very beginning of 1990.
I'm not prepared to do that much research on air.
Amazing.
Joe Jonas, also born 1989. That's a possibility.
Could have been Jonas.
Yeah.
For a second, my brain was like, wait, the Jonas Brothers aren't triplets? which is so not the case.
So to paraphrase, this story for this song is his wife has died in a car crash.
Yes.
He has gone back too far accidentally.
Yeah, his time machine doesn't work or something.
And
he
now
ends up-
there's pterodactyls.
Yeah, dinosaurs. Time of the dinosaurs.
Pterodactyls swarming.
Exactly.
I've been singing that all week. Just that.
And so if my research is correct, this next song is called Save Our City, but it isn't called Part 2 because it's not from the main character's point
it's
of view.
not his story. It's
Okay.
just setting the tone for where he's well, spoilers, where he's headed.
Okay. Tell us a little more about it.
About the song?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, they're in a city, and the city has become surrounded by zombies, a zombie army of the dead risen up, and they're attacking the city, laying waste to it. And the mayor of the city is confronted by a little kid who is like, why don't you do something? And he's completely overwhelmed, kills himself, turns into a zombie.
Really intense, kills himself.
Yeah.
Can I tell you or can I say the lyrics real fast?
Hop on in.
And they're gorgeous. I love them. But it's so dark. Like a blast from the sun, his lips are unwrapped from the barrel of his gun. And it's like that, and they move on.
Right?
Yeah.
Done. Yep.
Yeah, the mayor's here for 2 minutes.
But just,
Well, I mean, things aren't going well for him.
but
No.
just that imagery of like the blast from his sun, his lips are unwrapped.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Okay, continue with the song story.
And basically everybody is pretty much ready to give up and just be zombies. And then the kid who confronts the mayor about not doing anything makes a very rousing speech. They all rally and start fighting zombies. The number of Ludo fans with anything can be a weapon if you're holding it right, tattooed on their body.
Oh my God.
It's a lot of
It's
them.
a lot?
It's a lot. It's not me, but I would just assume,
That's a good line. It's
That's a
better.
good
It's
tattoo.
better than his lips are unwrapped.
right?
Yeah.
right.
Imagine bringing that to
Right.
your tattoo
I would
artist.
imagine the number of Ludo fans with that tattoo is 0.
Yeah.
That's probably good.
Yeah.
Something I think that the vocal performance on this album is really strong.
Yeah.
Would you remind me of the frontman's name?
Andrew Volpe.
Yes. Andrew has a stellar, like very strong, commanding presence vocally on this entire album. That being said, the regional production of this album adapted for the stage that I watched did not have him singing. I would say the person playing the time traveler has a pretty similar timbre. It's very like commanding. It's very like, very like strong baritone. But I pulled a little clip from the regional production, and this is not shade at all, but I just would like you to hear how this was adapted. This is the little boy singing to the mayor, telling the mayor about the zombies.
Is it an actual little boy?
That's a little boy. For
No, it's like a college, like
I was gonna say,
junior woman.
I was really impressed.
Yeah,
by
right.
If it was a small child.
Yeah.
I thought that was indeed a small child.
Yeah.
I was going to say he's missing like the desperation of an adult voice doing that part.
Yeah.
As someone
He
who
hasn't
was
seen enough shit to
Right.
have that desperation.
It's like, are those zombies? Those might be zombies. I'm going to go tell the mayor. I don't know.
as someone who was a young girl cast into boy parts because there weren't enough boys in the theater production, I
You're
really
late.
have a soft spot in my heart for this person. Because I know I have talked about this on the podcast. I also played like a werewolf and an invisible man.
And a tree.
Oh my God.
Not a
the
tree,
Ludo
a
fans are going to
gargoyle.
love
Oh,
this.
gargoyle.
I played, I was the Invisible Man and a werewolf in a production called Frankenstein and Friends. And at one point, the werewolf and the Invisible Man fight each other. So it was me on stage in middle school in a werewolf outfit fighting no one and just doing stage combat with someone who was invisible and pretending to take punches.
Yeah, every Ludo fan who listens to this is going to be about that story.
I found my people.
We're gonna clip it and post it. Just that.
Does Ludo have a subreddit?
And tag them.
I don't know if they have a subreddit, but there are 2 Facebook groups. There's a big Facebook group And then there is, it's brand new. There's an adult sub Facebook group called LEWD.
We're posting that one.
Yeah.
And they're like, it's super active.
Hell
It's
yeah.
crazy active.
Oh, we're getting all up in that jazz.
Yeah. I'll invite you on Facebook when I get home to the
Yes,
groups.
please.
Amazing. Amazing.
Do you think the bells at the end of this one symbolize anything?
Oh,
'Cause they're really ominous.
they are really
And-
ominous.
Well,
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Yes.
So they're church bells.
Uh-huh.
When do church bells ring?
Noon o'clock.
Like that. Just the time. They ring out the time.
Yeah.
Oh.
And because it's about time travel and the next song is about him doing time travel, I always took it as like,
It's
basically,
time.
yeah. Right.
Oh, almost like a way to indicate that now timey-wimey stuff has happened.
Right, exactly.
Oh, okay. I like that.
Timey-wimey.
I didn't have any theories. I was just like, that's a very conscious choice to put the bells in there.
Yeah.
And that could be, I mean, they did not write this to be a stage production, but it does have a very stage notey vibe. Because that's where the stage
Yeah.
goes black and they change the scene back to the cave and
Yes.
the bells ring while that's happening. That's where that
Exactly.
would be.
Yeah,
I think
it's a
that's
very good
why-
transition. I think you're probably correct in that theory.
That's like why I appreciated finding this production on YouTube so much. Is I think part of being engrossed in the album, at least for me, was like also having a visual component and like being able to like, I mean, you can, use your imagination and like see it in your head. And your imagination probably has a higher budget than Dominican University, but being able to like see characters, like see the guy in his coat, the time traveler, like writing out Kelly's name. It's like, it was a very welcome addition to my experience with this album.
Yes.
Yeah, it was cool. I would love to see this like adapted for like Broadway. I want to see pterodactyls. I want to see a fire-breathing dragon. I want to see zombie limbs strewn across the stage. I want it to be gory.
I think they could pull it off.
Right? I just saw Hamilton on Broadway. They got money for that.
Yeah, what the hell?
Yeah.
Why can't we put all that money into Ludo? I bet there would be weddings at those productions too. That
I
would
bet
be
there
really
would.
cool.
I bet there would.
Okay, so we've seen the first song. This is kind of a third overview, and now we're getting to this third song.
Yeah.
What is happening in this one?
Would you take it?
Oh, sure. Well, the traveler's trapped in a cave like he was in the first song. We're back to him now. We're back
Yes,
to the traveler, and
He's
he's trapped
still
in
in
a
the
cave,
cave.
and he's just kind of psyching himself up to run back to his time machine and get out of prehistoric times.
To kind of do his Jesus like Easter moment of rolling the rock away.
Right.
So he
right.
can go run from dinosaurs to his time machine, which was also in the Bible.
Yes.
And
That's
Leviathan.
Revelations, I think, right? Is that-
definitely.
Yeah, that's some
Weird
Revelations
shit happens
vibe,
in
yeah.
Revelation.
Which we'll get to in our next song, but we're going to talk about this song.
Yeah,
first.
yeah. But he continues to go in and like talk about, more about how his wife passed away. The airbag held you till the engine slept. Like it's very clear that this
So
is still
good lyricism.
very much on my
throughout.
mind.
Yeah.
He still has his motivation. He is still very gung-ho about stopping his wife's demise. And he'll run from dinosaurs to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Me and who?
Yeah, he's going to push the rock away and get his time machine out of the cave. I really like the intro of this track.
Oh baby, baby, how I lost my mind. Time is quite the killer when you're left behind. The airbag held you till the engine slept. At home your pillow cooled while the willows wept.
I want to get into the chorus because it's a jammer.
Yeah.
They come and go, but they're all the same. Even big bad boys get scared at night. It keeps them safe.
That's so fun. Like this came out in 2005. That is so. Like I would have heard that on the radio.
I think so. Sounds like AJR.
Not I was again thinking more so like They Might Be Giants type, maybe a
yeah.
Bare Naked Ladies.
Yeah.
That's
something-
also one of my favorite bands.
a
nice.
quirked up white boy busting it down sexual style.
We often check the mics with 1 week.
Nice.
We
I'm
really
doing
do.
that tonight at my 90s night.
Amazing.
Yeah. Oh, fantastic.
I have to poll the crowd to find out which one-word phrase or two-word phrase evokes more memories from them, whether it's it's been or somebody.
Oh my goodness. Do we
I
have
wanna go to
permission to
this
like
show.
poll our audience as well?
Oh, please, please.
I think that would be, I'd be really interested to hear the results. Leave a comment
Leave a
on
comment below.
Apple Podcasts.
However you choose to share your thoughts. Carrier pigeon.
Yeah,
Oh,
send us some
yes.
smoke signals.
I wonder what our albums is called. Smoke Signals.
It's so perfect we don't even try.
This also gives us our first guitar solo.
Yeah.
I think works.
For context sake, this guitar solo is happening when our time traveler goes, "Let's go!" And he pushes back the rock and he's running to the time machine.
You need it.
You need it.
the guitar solo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just getting it. He's getting that time machine, dude.
I love the addition of like the synths in the back too, like the really spacey spaceship Star Trekky synths, where it's like we're going to a technologically advanced time machine.
Mm-hmm.
No, there are a lot. I feel like a lot of like pop punk or pop punk adjacent bands like this. Like if they have a synth player, it's just sort of a guy who he was the guitarist, but they already had two guitarists. So he goes, he hits one key and then just rocks the fuck out. This is not one of those bands. Like this guy belongs, adds things to every song. You know, it's very important that he be there.
It's like part of the world building. It's so cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love the idea of this type of concept album. I should listen to more rock operas.
Yeah. I was watching, I don't know if either of you watched Tick Tick Boom on Netflix. I guess you could call it a biopic about, oh my fucking God. I'm
the
forgetting.
guy who wrote Rent.
Yeah, Jonathan Larson.
Yes, I was like, he just lost like 50 theater kid points apiece for not knowing.
I literally like was just looking at it this morning too, but it's Lin-Manuel Miranda directing Andrew Garfield as Jonathan Larson, and it's him like kind of in his bohemian New York days writing everything that he writes before Rent. And so he's working on this like sci-fi rock opera called Superbia about it like actually never saw the light of Broadway, but it's like a real thing that he actually wrote about this kind of like post-apocalyptic, like when you're born they strip you of your emotions, and there's kind of like a Black Mirror element of like people are rated on screens.
Spooky.
And like it just reminds me of this. I just love when people are like, not only am I gonna write really cool music, I'm gonna bring a concept. And if you don't get it, get off the train.
Oh, we get it.
We
we're
get
here.
it.
Yeah,
We're
we're
on
here
the
for
train.
it. Yep, conducting that train.
Oh yeah. Choo choo. I'm the caboose.
Anything else about? Okay, should we summarize real fast and then get into our midway bit?
Yeah, let's summarize what happened in this song, and then I am full of pee. So
Okay, so first Sarah went back in time and was full of pee.
I've always been full of pee, baby. You go back at any point in my timeline.
Okay, so he does. Where does it leave off? I forget.
The end of the song.
Yes.
He is at he's like approaching the time machine. He's
Okay.
getting to it because
Yeah.
they pick up right in the next song.
So he's getting ready to go somewhere else, and
Yeah.
we'll find out after this break.
Yes.
That's a really good cliffhanger.
Thank
Wow.
All right, folks. Thanks for sticking around during that break. I've got a small tangent before we get into episode 3 of Fantasy ReBrews. I messed up, I think.
Oh, so tell me why and how and more.
So my first listen to this album was drastically different than my second listen, like we discussed earlier.
Yeah.
And I just saw Dragon in the name of the song, and I was like, oh, we'll put a Fantasy ReBrews in front of it because it's fantasy.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the dragon in this song is the devil, right?
It's certainly implied, or at least that's like one way that you can read it. I don't think that. I think it is a literal dragon because it's shrieking and burning.
Okay, so
things.
it still works.
Yeah,
Fantasy
yeah.
ReBrews still works.
If I can make you feel better about it, in the regional production that Dominican University put on in
They put a real
2009,
dragon in it.
they put like a plywood painted cutout of a dragon in it that they slid on stage,
And not
and then
the Antichrist, because my interpretation was that it was the Antichrist.
well, they cut out like a big plywood dragon It does not move. It just kind of ominously sits on stage right,
Okay.
the left side for the audience, theater kid. And to simulate the fire and all the burning and, wreaking havoc that this dragon is doing, they like throw orange bunched up tissue paper from behind through the dragon's mouth. And sometimes it doesn't quite come out where the mouth is. So it like kind of comes out of the dragon's nipple and like immediately falls on the ground.
That's canon. Dragon milk is fire. Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah,
We tried a beard called Dragon's
Yeah,
Milk
we've had
once
dragon
on the
milk on
pod.
the podcast.
I'm familiar
wasn't
with that brew.
spicy.
Yeah, very good. All right, well, go ahead, Sarah.
I was just going to say, please watch it, everyone, please. If you like,
We'll post a clip.
I already have a clip picked out to post.
Perfect.
Previously on Fantasy ReBrews.
Ow, my head! I am unconscious.
The hammock bandit is back on the loose.
I'll help. And Simon will too. The backyard burglar! You knocked out my new friend! That's it, pal. You'll pay for that. Is that mead on your breath?
What's it to ya?
You've been meddling with my mead.
My mead consumption matters not, miss.
You're in cohorts with the sorts that have marauded the inn's mead.
Cohorts? I ain't marauded no mead nor meddled no man's caravan, ma'am.
Maybe so, miscreant. Wait. We ain't even mentioned no mead caravan.
Yeah. How do you know of the caravan if you ain't meddled with no man's meads?
The mead merchant caravan with the silver saddled stallions, huh?
Nay, we robbed the potion peddler with the brown bridled bronco.
The brown bridled bronco? Only the settlement shopkeepers ride brown bridled broncos.
The settlement shopkeepers were robbed of their brown bridled broncos recently. Now they belong to the pack of potion peddlers.
But my mead was ordered from the mead merchants with the silver saddled stallions, not the settlement shopkeepers with the brown bridled broncos.
Right. How is it you smell like my mead when you've robbed the potion peddlers with the settlement shopkeepers' brown bridled broncos?
The potion peddlers' potions were spirits instead of potion peddlers' potents' potions.
But the potion peddlers' potions don't smell like my merchant's mead.
Yeah, the mead merchant's mead can never smell like a potion peddler's potent potions, even if they were supposedly spirits.
Never mind that Mao miss. He's already guilty enough. Let's take him in.
Not like this. He's too dangerous. Wait, what do we do with the guard?
Some other guard will get him.
Amazing.
Okay.
All right, should we get back into it?
Now we can
Everyone's
talk
safely
about,
back to one.
Now, yeah. Now we can talk about the real dragon that isn't the devil.
Yeah, let's
I
go
think.
back to the real world.
Yeah.
Time to inject some reality into this podcast.
Can we get a vibe check real quick? Vibe check. Boop, 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 boop. Looks like dragons.
Now we are on to the Lamb and the Dragon.
Part 3 of our time travelers arc.
This was a really impressive vocal production. Production on the vocal for this one that I liked a lot. Did you guys hear the vocal double at 23 seconds?
It's almost like this frantic, like this
Yeah,
more
like the
frantic,
second
like,
vocal
"Ah!"
underneath that's like intense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There were a lot of fun, like, God, I was about to say like Timmy and Tommy in Animal Crossing, you know, how they go like,
Yeah.
It's kind of like that. Like there were a lot of instances where like, there's sort of like a second voice coming through and maybe it's our time traveler or maybe it's like a broader narrator, but there'll be like a lyric and then like a little, extension of that lyric or like something to kind of supplement what's been saying, but with that same sort of like frantic, like disembodied voice.
Yeah,
I think
kind of
it's fun.
adds
It
a
works.
little unnese, which you need for this type of track, I think.
Yeah.
when you're-
It definitely makes it feel very like, like there's so much happening.
Yeah,
Very
and-
chaotic.
because it's I thought it was the future apocalypse, the end of the world, but it might be the present apocalypse.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think mostly we're just supposed to get that it's bad out there.
Yeah.
It's not going great for humanity.
Oh, man.
Dang. I'm
Ah,
part of
shoot.
humanity.
Oh, man. Sounds like 2020. Am I right? Just kidding. It's still rough.
That year didn't happen.
No.
Oddly biblical, I think, right?
Yes.
This one,
yes.
yeah. Yeah, so this one, I made a note that, like, every time the time traveler drops into a situation, he's in, like, the worst situation.
Yeah.
He really gets dealt a shorthand. So in this song, there are literal, like, biblical plagues happening. There's blood rain. There's poison water.
Yep.
All
And
the
that is
fish have
all
died. It's all biblical.
That's all Revelations. Yeah. Sun is black as sackcloth. That's Revelations.
Yeah, the 7 seals, the horsemen, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So a bad time.
So it's
It's
not
a
great.
bad time.
This is also, according to someone's genius annotation, which has been pretty accurate so far in the podcast.
There have been some very
This is
robust ones.
Ludo, yeah, this is Ludo's longest song to date, and also heaviest. You think that's true?
Heaviest, yes,
Okay.
absolutely. I don't probably longest.
It's like 8 minutes. Or
Oh,
something.
shit,
yeah.
yeah.
There's a lot going on. I don't know if they've ever topped that. They don't do. This is the only concept album that they did everything before, or they did one album before this and 2 after, and a couple of singles. They are not conceptual, so a lot more like
Albums.
so yeah, just songs, just some songs.
Yeah.
2.5, 3.5, maybe 4.5 minutes.
Easy.
Yeah,
Easy.
and this one goes through a lot of cool changes. There's like a really nice choral piece of like angel voices, I think it might be supposed to be
Yeah.
Oracles,
depicting.
I believe.
Oh, yeah. And then there's this really nice piano outro that I have a fun bit for.
Can I talk about the angels / oracles in the regional theater production real
Yes.
quick?
Yes.
I want to say again, like, I have been these people, not in college, but like in the production. Again, I'm begging you to watch it. They sort of come out as 3 women dressed in white, like, dresses, but no one is wearing the same thing. It was like very clearly like the director was like, oh, just bring like either a white sundress or like a white shirt and skirt. And they just like wore their finest from Kohl's and they come out barefoot and they do these like unsynchronized steps and like just the tiniest bit of like soft choreo to signify like we are these ethereal beings. It's amazing.
I bet it hits.
And there's like a photo.
Is there a fog machine or no?
No, there's no fog machine.
It's a missed opportunity.
Yeah.
There's a photo of them. They kind of do like a credit roll before the video of the production starts where they're introducing. They don't say who plays who, but it's all the actors that are in the production. And there is a little boy in the cast, but the little boy does not play the actual little boy. In the story, the little boy plays a zombie.
that checks out. That would have been my choice too.
Someone's little brother. And he plays a zombie. But there's a photo of like the 3 angels / oracles. Like, I think they're like doing the Charlie's Angels pose, which is really fun. I love this video a lot. But anyway, they come in at the end. Basically, it seems like our hero is doomed, right?
Yeah. I mean, well, when he sort of plays the hero, obviously, in the song where he brings the dragons to save, or I think they're pterodactyls. I think his are pterodactyls because he's only living in time and not fantasy.
He like opens his time machine portal.
And the pterodactyls fly through and fight and ultimately destroy the dragon.
Can we please? I'm sure there's fan art that already exists of that, but I would
We
love
need
for
more.
someone to just
Yeah.
really go nuts with that. But doing this destroys his time machine.
Yes.
He's
exactly.
saving humanity, but at what cost?
Yeah.
He's going to live there now
Until the angels come in.
until they show up. Yeah. Most poignant moment, I think, musically, up until this point, is when he sings, "When my portal glows and my machine's destroyed," and then they bring back the chorus from Broken Bride and the synth line.
We have to play it.
Yeah.
We have to play it.
I did not prepare a timestamp.
Flip the circuits on. I've got dragons of my own. The portal glows and my machines destroyed.
fuck.
Right? Because it's like this huge and heroic moment, and that translates in the music as well.
Yeah.
But they still bring back the fact that now he knows he's never going to save his wife.
Brings back his bride.
And again, the pterodactyls are swarming.
Yes. Also
That's so fun to listen to.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
Yeah, we literally just hung out with that for like 4 minutes. Or you didn't as a listener. We probably edited that, but we did.
Yeah. But then he kind of makes a deal, not with the devil, but with the spirits.
They show up and are like, hey, thanks for saving everything.
Yeah.
We couldn't do that for some reason, but we can do something for you. And he's like, I understand. My wife has to die because if I save her, that'll change things, and who knows when the zombie apocalypse will come then. So they send him back to the day that she dies, which I would never choose that. Like, God forbid I'm ever in this situation. I hope that my wife lives at least exactly as long as I do.
Yeah.
But if something terrible happens to her and I save humanity and the oracles are like, would you like something? Can we do something for you? I'd be like, send me a few years into, so I can enjoy several years with her. Don't send me to relive the worst day of my life.
Let me get like half an hour before she gets wrecked.
I don't know, because what would you do for those 2 years? Just worry about the wreck.
Yeah. But what do you do for that day?
Right.
Like, I'm happy, but not like happy.
Like, let me send her off one last time. That's heavy.
So. I think that'd probably be the best, right? I couldn't imagine doing 2 years, like, just knowing. I would just be anxiety-stricken the whole time.
Right.
That's true.
Like, send me back to the moment I met her.
But before we get too deep into this last song, I want to talk about something silly.
Okay. We're like the most depressing, like heartbreaking.
We know DJ is a Star Wars fan. Are you a Lord of the Rings fan?
Oh, yes.
Oh, okay, perfect. You're gonna like this.
Yes.
I love the scores for the Lord of the Rings movies. And I'll put it on just for them in the backgrounds often. I sometimes go through those movies like twice a year.
Sure.
And so I heard a motif in the ending of this song that is pretty similar to a Lord of the Rings motif, and I'm really happy about it.
Pardon me, of Lamb and Dragon.
You know!
All right, let's get it on the air.
Outside at dawn, the garden.
Okay, so there's that piano motif, and then will you play the House of Elrond motif from Lord of the Rings?
I would love nothing more.
It's not 100%, but it's enough to make me happy.
Oh, yeah. No, I will frequently, when we're playing, I don't know how familiar you are with my band's catalog, but we have a song called Words and Scary Stories. Oh. There's a big guitar solo in the middle, and when we do it live, I quote the Shire melody every time.
Amazing.
I love that. We're going to have to come see you live so we can see that.
Yeah.
We'll do it.
Yeah.
It's our big closer a lot of the time.
Shire melody's so good. No, that's not it. Okay, now we can get back to the sad ending song.
Okay. So it is that morning in May. The song is just called Morning in May. Mm-hmm. And we just open with a little bit of scene building, your socks on the wood floor. The moment I'd hoped for. This is what he's been trying to get to the whole time. Mm-hmm. But now he knows that he's not able to achieve what he originally wanted to achieve. His goal from the beginning was, I want to get back to that morning in May, and I want to save my wife. And now he's here.
My wife. I'm sorry.
Okay.
We're actually going to end the podcast there, folks.
Thanks for coming. We are Album ReBrews, and we will continue being Album ReBrews.
Right, good. I'm glad we know that I am leaving now.
But goodness, the song starts with all these tender moments, like, I smell your hair, I squeeze you to make sure you're really here. Like, it really feels like waking up with Bae, just in bed together. Everything is so sweet. I've been waiting so long to touch you and sleep in your eyes, and now as my heart's beating so hard, I hold on and keep you at home in my arms.
Goodness.
Ouchie!
Yeah, I wept to this on the way here.
I respect
And
that.
you're a lyricist too, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So
Can we get a ping real quick on the songs that made us cry counter?
Cameron will add a nice one in.
Yeah.
Nice.
Thank you, Cameron.
Wow. Is the rest of the band's catalog like this lyrically palpable?
Some of it is silly,
Okay.
but yes.
Sounds like us.
Yeah.
Like one of my favorite Ludo songs is a song about the speaker traveling with some friends to Louisiana, and he eats chicken, but they eat crawfish, and then they go to a lake and get eaten by crawfish.
Oh my God. Does he get spared because he doesn't eat crawfish?
He does.
Oh my
Wow.
God.
They both had crawfish, strictly chicken for me.
Oh my
Is the
goodness.
line.
Lake Pontchartrain is the name of the song. We during the height of quarantine in 2020, we got real weird and made a cover video of it where we're wearing crawfish hats. It's a whole.
That's so cool.
I respect it.
Yeah.
We're gonna post that too.
I respect that.
There's some, I think, just cabin fever weirdness. We were like, I just want to do
100%.
something.
Well, that's like when we started our podcast.
Yeah.
was,
Checks out.
Yeah, a couple
Yeah.
months into early COVID.
A lot of free time.
Uh,
Sadly, no crawfish music videos.
No crawfish music.
No.
See, that was like the
Yeah.
second weirdest music video.
Oh,
we made,
what's the
honestly.
first? Please
Oh.
tell.
It's we did a theme song for the U.S. Space Force, and we shot a music video for it in Chris, our bassist's old living room. Our drummer Andy's wife is like 8 3/4 months pregnant and
Wow.
doing the videography in like a hot July
Oh no.
basement apartment.
That baby's gonna have a cool story to tell.
Yeah. So Victoria, when you grow up and you listen to this,
Aw.
shout out.
Shout out.
You were there. You were
Shout
there for
out
Space Force.
Victoria.
day one.
Yeah.
A real one.
What was weird about the Space Force video too is that we thought it was the dumbest shit ever, and it is.
Yeah.
But it's also our most viewed video of all time by like a lot.
Something clicked.
Yeah.
It just speaks to people.
I love that.
Before you even ask, I'll answer.
Yes.
There's butt sex jokes in this song.
Oh my God.
Okay. I mean, it's called Space Force. What are you gonna, if
Yeah.
you drop the space soap?
Ew.
No, we're actually we're invading Uranus.
Okay. That's better.
Little tangent. Yeah, I'm a professional lyricist, so you know.
Listen, I wasn't like fishing for content this episode, but I love what we've caught.
We've got
this
so
is
much.
amazing.
So much. Our social media thread when this episode drops is gonna be immaculate.
Oh, it's gonna be
it's gonna be so good.
Um,
It's gonna have theatrical performances, butt jokes, Lord of the Ring references.
this Instagram feed has everything. Anus,
Bring it back.
dying wives, pterodactyls,
The Antichrist.
pregnant women.
Obviously, not from the butt star.
No,
That's... We didn't have sex in Indiana, okay? Sorry, I had to make one Indiana jab this episode.
It's okay. I'm not from there. I just
Oh,
like hanging out.
Hey, fuck Indiana. Just kidding. I sympathize because I'm originally from Wisconsin, and people are like, "Fuck Wisconsin," and I'm like,
At least
actually,
Wisconsin's pretty.
nice.
Yeah, I'm like, actually, there's a lot of culture there.
Right? I don't understand the Wisconsin hate. It's like
Wisconsin's fun.
beer and cheese are two of the best things.
It's fun. Yeah, that's a
Wisconsin
little
dolls,
racist, and we have some
moose.
horrible government there, but we got the Dells, the
South-
water park capital
right.
of the world.
My wife's a
South and
Packers
North.
fan. That's something.
Hey, I respect that. Goodness gracious, did we derail?
How do we bring it back? Okay, so we were at the last song.
Right. So dead wife.
Did we
Yeah.
talk about how the last bit of lyrics yet?
No, we have just set it up. Our time traveler is here. He sees his wife. He knows what's about to happen. DJ, would you walk us through what happens next?
I would walk you through that. So he gets in bed with his wife, and he knows he can't save her because that will change the future.
Mm-hmm.
So they're reliving what would be their final moments together. You know, she's getting in the car, she's getting ready to leave, and he's he's in the house and he decides that he's going to get in the car with her. And,
Knowing her fate.
Yep, and they're going to die together in the car that day.
I got chills, like
Yeah.
full body chills when I listened to that lyric after knowing the story.
Yep.
Like I'm getting chills right now thinking about it.
I got chills. And then in the same vein of thought, I wondered like what she was driving to that he decided to tag along
I thought you were
with.
gonna say what she was driving, like a Honda Civic.
No,
Can I get the
was
safety
like-
rating on that vehicle?
I'm like, was she going to work? Was she
Yeah,
going
where
grocery
was?
shopping?
Yeah.
Like the fact that she lets him tag along, I'm like, was she going to like her gynecologist? And he's like, hey, sweetheart, can I jump in? Like that was the one part that I was thinking
Hold
about.
on, baby.
That was
we're
the
almost
one part.
home.
That was the one part. But it is also very romantic to be like, you know what? If you're going to be taken out, I've done my part. I fucking saved humanity from a zombie dragon apocalypse.
Right?
Might as well.
But still, my thing is, doesn't that still change the future?
Yeah, but he's not gonna be around for it.
Fair. Okay. So he's like, there's pterodactyls already. It's not my problem anymore. They're on top of it.
Someone else with a dead wife can step up. Sorry.
But I'll leave the plans behind.
Yeah, I don't know, because he has this time machine. Plausibly, no one else has.
Well, the
Yeah.
time machine
maybe-
is broken.
Oh, it's destroyed. That's true. He only gets
Oh.
there because of the oracles. But,
But he could
theoretically,
make
he
another
still
one.
knows how to build it.
So the only
True.
way to stop the time from ever being wonky again is to die, perhaps.
Perhaps because it was because he went back in the first place
Yeah.
that stuff got doinked up
hmm
because he had to write Kelly's name,
Kelly.
Kelly, with
So
an
dramatic.
E
Yeah.
at the end.
Well, obviously, I mean, if you're going to be that, dramatic, you're going to have... your name
K-E-L-L-E-Y.
in it. Oh, E-Y.
E-Y.
I see it, when I hear E at the end, I assume I-E. And
It's
I'm like,
Oh.
It's not canonically Jennifer, is it?
No, it's
Or
Kelly.
Kelly, I mean, yeah. Is it canonically? Like, does he say that? And then
He does not say that
He
at
does
any
not
point.
say it.
So
but,
it could just be like the guy's girlfriend's name is Kelly in the stage production.
hey, babe, I'm going to do something real fucking sweet for you. I got a front row seat reserved. You better watch.
Have you ever met a Kelly that wasn't kind of annoying?
I have a good friend named Kelly.
And is she kind of annoying?
Are you going to air this part or
Would
no?
you time travel for her and then die with her?
No, Kelly, I love you. If you
Okay,
listen to
then
this,
we
but
can make
no.
fun of the name Kelly, I
I don't have a ton of feelings about the Kellys that I know because they've all been very tangential but sweet. Kelly is your friend's girlfriend.
think. Okay.
That's
What's her name in your mind?
Yeah.
I think I said Jennifer earlier.
Jennifer? Yeah.
Yeah, that's a name you can die for.
Jenny.
Maybe not
See,
Jenny.
that just makes me think of 8675309.
Oh no! There is no
Her name
good-
is canonically Jenny.
Yeah.
canonically.
In the 8675309 universe, her name is Jenny.
Her name is 100% Jenny.
In the Tommy Two-Tone universe, I guess.
And we could even find out what area she lives in because it gives her area code. Let's
We're gonna dox Jenny.
What is it, real fast? 867.
867.
Oh no, that's just the they don't give the area code, unfortunately. 'Cause this is before you had to type the
It's the
309.
1-800 number.
Oh, it's Jenny.
Shit.
No, they
It's
don't-
toll free.
They don't give people that
It's not
number
a 10
anymore.
digit number. You're right. Damn.
Because if you think I haven't gotten drunk in college and tried a couple area codes, you'd be mistaken. You'd be mistaken.
I know what I'm doing tonight.
No, you know what's really fun? This is the drinking game we used to play in college. It's lame, but it's fun. We used to call a bar in Alabama and ask for Bubba. And if they hand the phone to someone, caller drinks, but if they don't, everyone else drinks.
That's very fun.
That is so fun. Oh my god.
How many times did you get a Bubba? And what did you do when they were on the phone?
So many times. Usually we just hang up. My thing, I like to keep them on as long as I could. Just do a really fake Southern accent and be like, the dog got out or something.
Oh, no.
Is your refrigerator running? You better go get it.
You just ruined some gentleman's name Bubba's all night.
I know. He rushes home because his dog got out. It was like, the cows need a milking and the chickens need a egging.
How do you egg a chicken?
I
That
don't
feels
fucking
uncomfortable.
It's not. I just assume that's what you call like if you're talking in that southern vernacular about like this needs something and it'd be like they wouldn't say like de-egging or egg. They'd just say the chickens need a egg.
You need to go collect the eggs from the chicken
Proceed
coop.
to the coop.
Because that made me think of how you milk a cow and the milk
Recalculating.
comes out. I'm imagining you milking a chicken and the egg comes out. The
Is that
same
not-
pinch.
Is that not how you do it? I don't
I've
know.
never
think they
pinched a
just
chicken.
I don't think you pinch them to come out, Zach. I think
They just do
they
it.
just do it. It doesn't come out of udder. It comes out kind of like a poop, where it's like you don't
Yeah,
pinch
'cause-
out a poop. You can't access them.
I got something to do later. We were talking about the saddest song on this album.
I can't believe we.
What a tangent. That's a spectacular.
Oh, goodness gracious.
That's part of the show. Okay, so we've told the whole story.
Yes.
He dies with his wife. Now let's give it a funny ReBrewski.
Yeah. Well, I think I want to play the closing.
Oh, please.
I want to play the closing just to give the audience sort of an emotional, like,
Yeah, some closure.
bow on the gift.
Plus, you get to hear House of Elrond one more time.
Yeah.
And I'm tearing inside. I knock on your window, you stop just in time. Around to the other side, I say, baby, I thought I'd come along for the ride. I've been waiting for so long. Time slows and I take your hand to touch you and sleep in your eyes as we lose control. Together our hearts beating so hard. Hold on, baby, we're almost home.
Ouchie.
Why they got to do us like that?
I don't want to be funny anymore.
Right? I know.
Can we not be funny? Can we just be straight faced for this ReBrewski? No laughs.
Yes.
I messed up already.
Oh, Zach.
No, same.
That's how the album ends.
Yeah.
If you wanted a happy ending, sorry.
It's kind of a happy ending because the world doesn't get destroyed.
That's true.
There's a silver lining for sure.
It's very bittersweet. They're reunited, but at what cost? The world is saved, but at what cost?
I think he learned a lesson before he died.
Oh, thank goodness. But at what cost? Exactly. Yeah, no, it literally ends with both of them dying in a car crash. And then there's like a beautiful orchestral ending to the
Really
song.
nice send off.
And that's it. And that's it. And that's all she wrote for Broken Bride. Take that to your therapist. Should we, goodness, pause real quick.
Yes.
Grab some Kleenex because goodness gracious.
Yes.
And then order a brewski.
I think so.
Great. Folks, after trials, tribulations, and much deliberation, we are back with a ReBrewski for Broken Bride by Ludo. To the members of Ludo, at your leisure, come collect the ReBrewski 4, Best Marriage in the Multiverse.
Literally, there's so much love there.
There's so much love
Oh, so much.
through so many apocalyptic events.
Across so many timelines.
Yeah. And they were always in love.
Right?
Yes.
He loves her with the dinosaurs. He loves her with the zombies. He loves her with the dragons. He loves her with her.
He is
It's real
racist.
nice.
He
If
is
those aren't my wedding
Yeah.
vows, I'm gonna fucking riot. Anyway, let's take it home. Thank you so much for listening, our dear sweet pterodactyls. We are Album ReBrews, and we will continue being Album ReBrews. If you want to check us out on social media, it's at Album ReBrews on Instagram and Twitter. And if you want to take a look at our website, where we're starting to post some blog posts about concerts that we've gone to and bought beers for bands at, it is www.albumrebrews.com.
A giant thank you to Cameron Bob for writing our theme song and editing the podcast on the road this week. He is touring. We're super proud of him. Cameron is still streaming on Twitch TV. That is at CamBop17.
Check it out. A giant thank you to DJ from the band Stop.Drop.Rewind. That is the word stop.drop.rewind. If you're going to find them on Spotify or stop.drop.rewind.com. DJ, anything you want to say to the folks before we get out of here?
Like I said earlier, please do check out the new album, Heavy Love. It streams everywhere that you stream music, Spotify, Apple Music, etc. This has been really fun. Thank you guys for having me out.
Thanks
to talk
for coming
about
on.
one of my
Such a
favorite
pleasure.
albums.
Oh, it was so good.
Thank you for introducing not only this album, but also the Dominican University 2009 regional performance of this album. It is now a pillar in my life.
I will be watching that from my car today.
Please, for the love of God, if you've made it this far and you haven't already queued it up on YouTube, this is my final push. Please, it's half an hour. Everyone has half an hour after work to smoke a J and watch this performance.
You plugged that way harder than all of our other plugs.
You gotta tag Dominican University Office of Admissions in this or something.
I'm gonna email them.
You should.
It's so special.
Get it in a brochure.
Zach, we should do a set at Dominican University.
I think so.
Okay, that's our next live show.
I
Check
bet
us
they
out.
could find some of the people who did the show to come talk to you.
Oh my God,
it.
I would shit my pants. With that, at the end of our show, we get very close to the mic and we say a very, very sweet and tender, as if we're kissing our lover goodbye, a sweet goodbye.
Our lover or our listener?
Yes.
Same thing.
Goodbye.
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 Oh yeah.